Hey guys, welcome back. So, in this video, we are going to talk about the three properties of Flexbox containers, which we get under this advanced tab here. They are align self, order, and size, right? Let's go ahead and explore one by one. For this example, what I have done is I have just replicated what we already had here, right? Here, and I have removed all the unnecessary containers so that it will be easy if we work with as less containers as possible to understand the concept. Once we understand the concept, then obviously there is no limit of how many containers you want to use as per the design requirements. But for now, to understand what exactly or how exactly these three properties function, let's take example of these four child containers, right? And this parent container whose flex direction is set to row, in the sense horizontal. Okay, and then main axis is this, cross axis is vertical, right? All these things you already know, right? So let's select this main container, go to layouts tab. If you scroll down, you know about this align items property. Align item property works only on cross axis. So what is cross axis here? This is the cross axis. So just predict what exactly will happen if I change the property value of align items. These four containers, the position on top, center, or bottom will be decided by this property called as align items. This you already know, right? See, for example, if you change to start, center, bottom, right, and stretch, it will take full length. This is fine. We already knew this one. There is nothing new. We already knew, and there is nothing new to bother about, right? Now, there might be some situations while you are designing that, let's say you want all the containers to be in this align center. That's fine, but there is this design constraint where your designer has asked you to change the position of this particular third container to top alignment, not the center alignment. This particular third container should be here, and let's say your designer says that this particular second container should be aligned bottom. But right now, if you change to start, center, bottom, and stretch, all the changes are getting applied to all these containers, child containers, right? So that's what we don't want. We want granular control over each individual container. So what you might say that you might guess like we can select this particular container, and here under layouts tab, if you scroll down under align items, I can simply select center, right? So okay, so here also we'll select horizontal, and then here you might say that we can select this end, start, whatever these options are. But as you can see, this option doesn't work, right? So let me deselect it. And then, so what exactly we need to do? What we need to do is we need to select this particular second container, obviously, but don't go here under layouts. What you need to do instead is go to advanced tab. Under advanced tab, scroll down, and here you have this option called as align self. This is the situation where this particular property comes into picture, and here you can go ahead and get a granular control over this particular second child container. See, I can change this alignment to top, center, bottom, or I can even make it as stretched. Let's say I'll keep it in the bottom here, right? Now, what about this third container? Your designer wants this third container to be here, right? So now what I'll do, I'll select this container, go to advanced tab, and I'll align self to top, right? So this way we can go ahead and make use of permutations and combinations to create any kind of complex layout. Again, if you still want some more granular control, you can obviously go ahead and change margins, paddings, and right. So these things are there obviously, but here, if this particular complex design or this layout, this kind of layout, if we tried, if we go and try with our older version, like with sections and columns, it would take here, this will be one section and this will be a single column. and obviously here also column, here also will be column, blank columns obviously. And then this is second section, 1 2 3 4 5 columns. And then here 1 2 3 columns, right? Three sections, three column here, and 1 2 3 4 5 columns here, and three columns here. So you just imagine how many div elements will be created and how many extra code will be created if we follow the old process. But obviously that old process was simple to understand for everyone, and this is not easy to understand for everyone, right? If you have spent enough time to understand and practice, then only then you will be able to create complex layout by using Flexbox container. Anyways, let's come back to our concept here. So I can go ahead and change the alignment of content across cross axis, right? Because align items or align self will only work on cross axis. It is not working on main axis. If it used to work on main axis, then I would have changed its direction to left, center, or right? So it's not possible because align self will only work on cross axis. So let's take an example of, I'll just duplicate it. I'll just show you. For this example, we have this main axis as a row, right? So for this example, I'll simply first change its color to something else, and then I'll change and just delete it. Okay, and then this is aligned horizontally. Flex direction is horizontal, so I'll change the flex direction to vertical. Okay, so I have changed the flex direction to vertical. Now what will happen if, what is the main axis here? This is the main axis, and cross axis is this one. So if this is cross axis, then if I want to have a granular control, and if I want to change this alignment, see, if I select this parent container and change alignment, all the containers are getting displaced, right? So I don't want that. I just want this second container. Let's assume I just want the alignment of this second container to be changed. I want it to be on the leftmost position here, so I'll just go to advanced tab and align it to start or end, right? This way you can go ahead and create complex layout. And the point to be noted down here is the align self will only work on cross axis. In this particular case, the cross axis is horizontal, and in this particular case cross axis is vertical, right? So I hope this is clear. And what is this order? So what exactly this order is? So let me just delete this, and let's say I'll duplicate it. Let me add some content so it will be easy for you to follow. I'll add it one, I'll name it as 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so when, let's first see, let me just duplicate it. Okay, change its background. Okay, so if the container flex direction is row, this is flex direction row. Okay, so we understood this. Now if I go to advanced tab, what if let's suppose we have heading, we have image, or we have button, right? Some random button or call to action. If I want to change this, change the layout, and I just want to bring this third container to first position, so what I'll do, I'll select this third, go to advanced, order start. That's it. That's all I need to do, right? 1 3 2. This way I can have a granular control. Like if let's say if I want to have 1 in the bottom, so what I'll do, select end. That's it. 1 will be in the bottom. And also what you can do is you can simply deselect it, and here also you can simply deselect it. And also there is one more trick. So if you want to you might also want to select the whole container here and go to layouts tab, and even here we have this option. Right now row is this one, right? The same opposite we can make it by selecting this option. If you select a row, reverse column as main axis or direction, 3 to 1, right? But this gets applied to everything, so it's not a granular control. So in order to have a granular control, you just make sure you select individual container, go to advanced tab and select your order. All right, so I guess you now understood how this order property works. Now coming to the same thing, the same thing will happen if we align this flex container to row. Let's say I'll make it to row, and if I want to bring this particular child container here, or if I want to take this fourth to here, I just need to select this granular child container, and I'll just have to select this, and that's it, right? It goes here, right? So this way we can shift the order of any container to anywhere, right? So this is how we use this order property. Now coming to the last option, that is shrink or grow, right? So what does this option do here is, let's say I'll assign this first container, and I'll remove this container here. Okay, so this, for this first container I'll assign uh, this is the heading. Okay, I'll assign some width of, let's say, 300. Okay, and then the second container width should be 100, and first container width should be 100. Okay, now if you go ahead and click on update, so this is the situation, right? Perfect. So now let's say I want this particular container to grow as much as possible wherever, if the room is available, if the space is available. Make sure to increase your width as much as possible, as much as our device gives us, allows us, right? And let these two be same, but here this particular container has to grow as much as possible as it can based on the available space. So what I'll do, I'll select advanced tab, and here I'll go and select grow. So what happened here is it will adjust itself. See, for third column, for third container and fourth container, the fixed height, fixed width was 100 pixels, 100 pixels. It is fixed, or obviously. Here also we have fixed the width, obviously, but also along with that, I'm instructing this particular container to grow as much as possible. But same way, I also have an option to shrink this element and ask this element that only take as much as less possible space as you can, right? I can request the container to take as much as less possible space as possible, and same way I can ask this same container to grow and take up as much as possible, as much as space available for you to take, right? So this is extremely useful when we create dashboards or admin portal design, or let's say even header or footers, right? It can be, or blog, even blog, we can create sidebar, we can create article section, and obviously everything will be so much responsive by default, right? So yeah, we'll see once we start working on projects, we will see many live examples as well. But for now, I hope you clearly understood why this size, grow and shrink, and how it actually works, right? We have this order function, and we have align self, right? Self property as well, center top, Basically what happens here is these three options gives us granular control over our child elements, right? So yeah, this is it for this video. I hope you clearly understood this, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.